Alright, so we do No Man's Sky, we do a reboot, and then let's do a freaking battle.
Man, that seems so strange.
We haven't done battles in so long, man.
All right. Well, let's get one in the hat, and we'll think about a battle.
Okay, cool. All right. Hey guys, we are the Enamor crew of the USS GeekBattleRoyale.com coming to you from atop the old ice house here in New Orleans. It has been quite a while since the Grandpa's been here. I've been out doing Grandpa things, and I'm glad to be back on the show. Real quick, before we get started, September 30th through October the 2nd here in New Orleans, Contraflow will be coming from the New Orleans Hilton. Contraflow.
New Orleans Hilton Hotel.
It is a sci-fi literary con that our own Andrea Perez is going to be there. We want you guys to go out there, give her a look, say hey to her, represent Geek Battle Royale for us at Contraflow, guys. We're going to do introductions real quick because this topic we're getting ready to do, I'm excited about it simply because of what it is. Okay, so all the way at the end, our director of security, the handsome, the physically inept, there he is.
Inept?
I like inept. I like it because it's just the way it's
He meant to say adept.
Is it
Inept is like I can't do it.
You're adept.
is that what that is? Did I mess that up? I think I messed.
All them times you've been complimenting people.
I just insulted him.
In Louisiana, they call that crawfishing.
Because in
He's backing
actuality, this guy is literally the actual safest person I know, and I feel glad that he's here right now protecting us because this guy is an actual director of security. So, DeBrune, hey, since this is your topic tonight, and it's just, I'm just so excited to rub this shit in your face. I should say, but no, we're just. I'm gonna go straight right here immediately to my right. My lord, my liege, always here with us, doing his thing. The eye candy, there he is. Look at him.
My thing.
Tonight's topic is the massive failure that is No Man's Sky.
And take it away, Blake.
And take it away, Blake.
If you have been watching us since the beginning, the very first, the second podcast we've ever done in the career of this
He
was
brought
on
it
the
up.
concept of No Man's Sky. He went, this is Blake's face. Let me tell you about this. Mind blown. And I got pumped. He got pumped. We're on the pump train. We're riding the hype train down the thing. And then, take it away.
Okay, what happened? So, what happened was...
What happened to my money?
No Man's Sky came out. And
After how long?
Years. No Man's Sky came out. And I'm just going to go through my experience with it.
Okay, go
How
ahead.
about that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll
Go
go
ahead.
quickly. I get No Man's Sky. I start playing it. And my mind is blowing when I first start playing it because I'm realizing how big this place is. And one of the things I used to tell people when I explained No Man's Sky was, you can get thrown in like the most bountiful planets, or you can be thrown in these wastelands that don't have nothing. Sure enough, I was in the wastelands with nothing when I started.
Oh, wow.
It took me, I think it was like 3 planets before I saw an animal. It was terrible. But I was like, that's what this is about. It's just going to be hard for me. And I'm from the school of hard knocks. It's going to be awesome.
Well, the exploration is part of it.
And I was cool with that.
Yes, okay.
So, I made my first couple jumps, and I'm still barely seeing anything because I'm just in a very crappy part of the galaxy. Which is cool. And then, I start getting into the lore and going to the monuments and the ruins and all that, which is good. And I think the best way to describe it is this game was miles wide, but an inch deep.
Oh, wow. That's an awesome way to put it.
Yes, I've never heard anybody else say that.
Very awesome. You heard it here first, guys. That was an awesome way to put that.
It was, because no matter where you went, you did the same thing over and over and over, which I get. That's part of it. You're mining things and all, and I was looking forward to that. But now I've you know, I have since restarted the game. I've tried another save because I wasn't finding anything. Like there's no animals, no plant. Like I'd literally land on planets and it'd say fauna non-existent, flora non-existent. And like, what
So
the fuck?
Blake would come to GBR offices and I'd be like, "Hey man, you played No Man's Sky last night?" "No, I don't feel like doing it." "Why?" "Because I just got off work and I don't feel like going back to work."
Right.
It's bad when he thought the video game was work.
Right.
It was work.
So
to
it
him.
was work for me. Now, however, I've started the new save point, and I'm seeing things, and I'm liking it. It is not what I thought it was going to be, because it's very repetitive. It's a lot of over and over grind stuff, which I was cool with at first, but I'm not getting rewarded the way I wanted to.
Okay.
So while I still like the game, it's not getting a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Right now, I would still give it a 7 in my opinion.
A solid
A
set.
solid 7.
A solid
Now this is
7.
what I'm waiting on. There's supposed to be some DLC coming.
Now,
So the DLC, whenever it comes out, I want to make sure that A, it's free. 2,
but wait though. How do you collectively put a DLC in a game so massive?
they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Now, people have started finding these portals, but they're not working. If that's part of DLC, I'm gonna be mad. Because if you put them there, you should be able to use them.
Right. Okay.
So like I said, A, free. B, if it better enhance the game. You know? So that's what I'm waiting on. So if the DLC sucks, and it's not free, I'm out. It's over. No more No Man's Sky.
Now, most DLC you're gonna pay for. We see that with Fallout.
Not necessarily though.
Well,
Grand Theft Auto.
with like Fallout 4.
Well, we're not looking for DLC. That's the way to say it. Downloadable content at its base, yes. But we're not looking for downloaded content to embellish a game. We're looking for downloaded content to make an actual game. Right now, it came as a skeleton. They said it themselves. There's so many bugs there. They're like, "Oh, we didn't realize people would get there yet." It's not even was fully completed to them. And obviously, that people have been trying to figure out the portals. I just don't think they ever actually made them
I
work
don't
yet.
think they made them functional.
So,
Which, if they're not functional and they put them in the game, that sucks.
it's shell of a game, and you can tell that if it was the game if you paid for the game the way the game was intended, for like it was a downloadable game off the PlayStation Network. That's what the game should have been. It should have been a $20 game, and it would have been worth 15 of those dollars. But it's not. They market it as a full-fledged $60 game to hang with the big boys, and you're like, no, but you know what? The engine is gonna be revolutionary. It's gonna be this planet and this planet and this planet and everything. And then once you've been to the several hundred planets, you start to realize that you're in the middle of what I call French country. You go to the suburbs and you're in the middle of French country housing, and every house is the same.
Is the same.
They got different dimensions. This one's got a different paint swap. But at the end of the day, they're the same dang houses every time. And that's what the planets are. They're not that varied. They are varied, but then you realize it's the same hue. Is it this kind of planet, this kind of planet? And the fauna, you're like, oh, it's going to be great because the fauna's this. You know, I saw one space slug and I was over it.
Right.
I actually went to Bountiful Planets. I was lucky in my draws, and I wasn't that impressed. Because
Okay. Visually, how did you like it?
I think it had a good visual appeal. I think
I
it
like
had a good design. But the whole point is, you want to explore something, right? So you want to see something cool, right? So the things that were actually creator made that was put in there is just a rehash. If I have to walk in one more space station that was overgrown with what was it, space slop or whatever it was,
Yeah, I mean, it's different for
algae. It's a different color algae in every one, but the same stuff every time. If I have to do that, it's the same. They put the same structures in there. They reuse the same structure. Every planet has the
Which
same
I'm
five
cool with
structures.
that though. We knew that going in. I mean, there's only so many things that they can add to a generated game. Like, I get that.
But I mean,
I'm
they
cool-
could have
and I'm
added
cool with
hundreds
that.
or thousands of different variations. They didn't have to do the same three.
I'm cool with that. See, I'm not as
I get
big.
the argument.
I'm not gonna say that it is the massive failure that a lot of people say it is.
No, but I'm saying put
I'm
more
not-
effort in the actual creator part. Don't let the whole game do
Dude, they
everything.
created a galaxy with septillion, whatever, what septillion?
18, it was 18
septillion planet.
septillion
How
They
can
made
you say-
18 septillion color swaps.
So Mortal Kombat had 4.
Mortal Kombat was built in like when we were children.
All I'm saying is, you can't say that, oh, they didn't have enough variation and everything. Dude,
If
there's,
you want to talk about procedurally generated stuff, then give the kudos to Toe Jam and Earl, the first one.
I did give kudos to Toe Jam and Earl.
Well, they're the ones that did. They're the ones that broke the ground. They just rehashed this in a 3D space.
No.
And they said you're exploring a million things. At first, I thought it was gonna be awesome, like you were gonna explore stuff that was so new. Then after a while, you were like, "Is
Like
it
I
that
said,
new? Is the
I'm
planet
still
that
saying
different?"
7 out of 10.
What do you say?
Like 4.
So we're splitting the difference, and we're giving it 5.5 out of 10 right now. I love to see them argue. It's good though. It's good debate. We like that though. That's what we're here for. I personally have not played the game yet because I got so caught up in Fallout 4.
Right.
You know, with the Far Harbor DLC, now the Nuka World DLC, which I am enjoying.
So you got caught up in quality.
Yeah, I am enjoying thoroughly. I love both of those DLCs. I think they're great. But everything that I've seen, I've read reviews, I've watched. I've actually watched bits of gameplay and stuff like that on the tube, and checked it out and stuff. And I mean, visually, I feel visually, I've seen better looking games. Visually, I think Destiny looks better. You know, visually.
It's not very detailed.
And that's it. And that's it.
But that's part of procedurally generated.
I'm about to say, you're talking about something that was painstakingly crafted of every inch.
Yeah.
Of Destiny, where
So I
they're
forgave.
crafting every single little piece,
Right.
compared to something where they're giving the computer a set of boundaries and letting it run.
And I agree with all that. I do say.
I mean, I understand that because I don't want to compare it as, you know, it's not like I'm trying to say, you know, Destiny is basically, it's, you know, Spawn and you know, No Man's Sky is Squidbillies. I mean, it's
Right.
not like I'm saying it like that.
Right.
But you can tell the immense differences in visually in these games. And that was the one thing that I wanted to, when we started pumping No Man's Sky, and you know the things were coming out, and we're finding out, oh man, you're gonna have all this, and you know you could start a campaign with someone, and you may never meet them, and all this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, visually, this has to be the benchmark. Visually, this has to be the benchmark.
Because if it's built on exploration, you want to be in awe.
You want to be in awe, exactly.
I understand what
And
you're
then when I
saying.
saw it, I'm like, this is not nowhere near a benchmark
So you
visually.
gonna, you know, put sarcasm away for a second.
Yeah.
Whenever you first loaded that game,
Oh.
and you're
Oh,
they're pushing you through
absolutely.
the galaxy, were you not in awe?
The first week, I was amazed. I was like, I can go to that planet?
Right,
That
right.
planet right there?
Yeah.
It broke ground. And I'm saying it was excellent. But you see, and this is where I draw the line.
You can't tell people can't tell me they look at that star map and say, meh.
No,
there's no way.
And put sarcasm aside, that is awesome. Just the fact that the boundaries are, just the fact of, now if it was packaged the right way,
Right.
if it was sold the way it would, if it's sold like an indie game, Hello Games is an indie company.
They
They
are.
didn't have they didn't have the resources, no matter how much money they got on Kickstarter, they don't have the resources to do what Bungie did with Destiny.
Right, okay.
They can't. But they should have
They shouldn't have sold it for $60.
they should have throttled the expectations and said, look, they shouldn't have sold it for $60. Should have sold it like Slender Man.
Mhm.
They should have sold it for a $20 game. And I would, if it was a $20 game, I would give it a 10 out of 10
Yeah.
because it's a good indie game made by an indie developer. And then you knew
So
the
you're
limitations.
giving
of it.
that $19.99 price tag.
There were mistakes made with a lot of things. Like I'm not denying that at all.
Because the longevity of it. Like I said, when you for a $20 title, you want to be in awe for a good week. You want to go, oh my gosh, oh look at this, it's great. But then after a week, it's over.
Well, see, that's exactly-
that's not the $60 price.
I had actually read an article that a guy had posted. One of the guys from, I'm not gonna say where, competitor, but anyway, he even went so far as to say this game should have been download only. You shouldn't have had a disc.
Yeah, that's
You
what I'm
shouldn't have
saying.
done
It was, and plus it was small enough to do that anyway. It's
Right.
not a big game.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, you should not. It's one of those things where, well, eventually it's going to happen anyway. All games are going to be that way anyway. Eventually, you know.
Moonbase got his copy digital.
And that's a pretty.
It's a
that's
very,
what he
very
was
small
saying.
game.
This should have been strictly digital.
And they could have saved money that way and maybe come down on the price if they only did it digital. Because then you don't have to pay for packaging and shipping and all
And if
that
someone
stuff.
said, "Hey, this doesn't work. This doesn't do well. Hey, this didn't have the depth that I thought it would." Hey, what do you expect? It was
It's
an
a
indie
$20
game.
game.
You go into your local you go to your local video game store, you buy a card, you go home, you boom, there it is.
Yeah.
You know, which, like I said, eventually that's the future of gaming. People need
Right.
to understand that.
You can
That's what's going to happen.
You can go into your computer right now if you have the software requirements, and you could download or hardware requirements. You could download Unity. You could download Unreal Engine, and with very little programming knowledge or whatever, you can make a game that is miles long. You can make the hugest sandbox they got, but it takes a real team, $1 million of people, hundreds of people to work and actually make depth.
Right.
You have to have the plot points, the animation.
And I will say,
that kind of
if
stuff.
I'm gonna be critical of it, that they always said, well, there's no point to the game. You're supposed to explore and all that. There is like no plot, none.
And that's
That's something I
that's a
did.
killer.
So
That's
I
a
did
killer.
like you find out the lore of these alien races and all that, but there's really no depth to it.
Okay.
And so there are some things that I am critical of. But like I said, all is going to hinge on this DLC for me because if I paid $60 for an indie game and I have to pay for DLC,
Right. Yeah, they come out with, hey, buy this such and such for $19.99. Then it's like, okay,
because
you're done.
the thing was the way there's a lot of times that Sean Murray did he misled people with this, and that's what I am upset about. One of the things he said was we're charging $60, but all the DLC is free. Said that months ago.
All right.
But now that it's come out, he made a statement that said, I think that was a bit naive for me to say. Now, he hadn't come out and said that they're going to charge yet, but
Right.
that sure the hell sounds like it to me.
Yeah.
But the thing with Sean Murray is like a lot of people are hating on him. They got the pitchforks, they got the torches. But to be honest with you,
Dude created something awesome. Though.
he created something awesome. He broke a ground. He did a lot of things. He did amazing for an indie developer, and he really did. He did a great thing for it. But the thing was with it, you can tell that he got what's his name, WrestleMania.
I don't know.
What?
I miss WrestleMania. What's his name?
What are you talking
The
about?
kid from the Avery case. Though.
Oh, Brandon Dassey.
He got Brandon Dassey.
I don't explain because I don't get that.
Oh, well, yeah, he said he has
You
to
can
go home
tell he
because
got.
he wants to watch WrestleMania.
Yeah, everybody was
They
like.
were interrogating him. Yeah, it was hoping.
Yeah, well, that's.
No, I get that, but
yeah.
I don't see the connection yet.
The connection is you could tell that Sean Murray's a really nice guy. You can have people you can look at and tell that's a nice guy. I like to share a beer with that guy. But you can tell
That's
that
what most people think about
he
him.
didn't want to tell these people no. He's like, because everything he asked for, most of the things, it was there. They might not have fixed it yet, but he's intended said, yeah, we're going to do that.
Right,
Yeah, we're
okay.
gonna-" But you could tell he just was like, yeah, absolutely. Like you tell he didn't want to say no, and he was trying hard. You could tell they went back and said, oh man, they said they're really excited about this one concept we had.
Yeah.
Trying to
What
get
I
it in.
should have said was no.
But it's like the Brandon Dassey case where they pretty much forced confessions out of him that he didn't
What
have.
I did say was great.
Yeah. He was,
Yeah,
he was like, you do this, right? Right? It does have this, because it wouldn't be good if you didn't have this. Blow me away, Sean Murray. And he's like, yeah, we're doing that, definitely. And everything he did, he wasn't really lying on a lot of things. That, yes. But he just was, it was abstract in his mind.
Yeah.
It's
the
not
idea,
lying.
the concepts were
It's
abstract.
not lying. It's telling them what they want to hear.
Right. And I get that.
And he told everybody what he wanted to hear.
But you got to back it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, I still like the game. I will say this.
Well, yeah. I mean, the reason I like to, I started out the massive failure that is No Man's Sky. The reason I did is because we kind of had such high.
It did
man,
not
did
live
we
up to
hype
hype.
that train?
I will be the first to say it is not what what I thought it was going to be.
You
'Cause I
were
thought
the
for sure-
conductor of that train.
I was.
Yeah,
But
first game I
I thought
pre-ordered in a
that
long
this
time.
was
Right.
I really thought that this was going to be, and I can't say it isn't revolutionary because it is revolutionary what they did. But
Yeah.
I just thought that it would be more.
Evidently.
I just thought it would be more
Revolutionary.
engrossing. Like you'd get more caught into it.
Would it have benefited from being put on the shelf for, say, another year?
No, they had pushed it back so much.
Okay.
And honestly, I was at the point where I had been waiting so long because, like you said, I've been talking about this since GBR started.
Right.
That's 2 years.
Yeah.
I was at the point where one more delay, I'm out.
Okay.
Because it was supposed to come out in June. I do believe.
Okay.
And then they said no, coming out in August, and I was like, all right, that's it, I'm done. You know? So, but anyway, it did not hit the mark it was supposed to.
And like I said, it wasn't necessarily it's a bad game. It just wasn't a bad game to compete with games like Fallout and Gears and all these things coming out in 2016.
Right.
It wasn't that. Like, even like say another downloadable game that I thought was excellent, one of the best games this year, didn't bring that big price tag. Probably one for $20 was Firewatch.
Yeah.
Firewatch was an excellent game. Excellent DLC only game.
Right.
Well, I think you probably get on this now because it's just so great. And you see, that had more depth. And it was huge. It was miles wide. It was open sandbox, but it had way more depth. And no one would ever complain about that price tag. And it could have commanded almost $60.
But I think you hit it on the head, Blaine. You said if that game, if No Man's Sky was $20, nobody'd be complaining one bit.
Right.
And that is the truth.
And I can agree with that 100%.
Is the game engine awesome? Is it? No. Did they break ground with it? Yes. But it takes more than just the concept of it breaking that ground. It'll take more for you to actually say, I'm going to be in this world.
Okay.
And hold me there. It can't hold water. It's got to be more than just, flashbang. You know.
Yeah. God,
It fizzled
so
quick.
I mean, it was it's good to hear. It's good to hear that from you. It's good to hear that from you as well. I mean, because we pumped this game a lot, and then to actually sit down and break it down a little bit now, I feel better about the game now. It's one of those games to where, look, everything else is just kind of set back, nothing else going on. Hey, let's go pop in No Man's Sky.
He got
Honestly?
Brendan Dassey.
Just to end this, I will say this. I start out every night when I start playing, playing Overwatch. And when I get tired of Overwatch, I play No Man's Sky until I'm ready to go to bed.
Well, there you go.
That's what happens.
And there's his night right
now,
there.
unfortunately, Overwatch comes first.
Oh, okay. I feel that way right now with Fallout 4. I really do.
And you know what? Overwatch is probably what you would say your favorite game out in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what's crazy about that? You were not ever counting the days for Overwatch.
Nope.
It just came out of nowhere.
It just came out of nowhere.
Moonbase got it for your birthday.
Moonbase got it for my birthday.
It wasn't even on your radar.
And I didn't even know.
And then you play it?
He bought it on my birthday, and I didn't even know. He sent me the code and all that, and was waiting for me to play, and I didn't even notice that he sent me a code.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that sucked. But anyway, Overwatch is an awesome game.
Yeah, that's how we end the No Man's Sky panel by saying Overwatch is a great game,
Yes.
guys. Once again, we are geekbattleroyale.com. It's Royale with an E, not Royal. If you spell it Royal, you're not going to find these pretty mugs. Thanks again, guys, for joining us. And like, share. What do you think about No Man's Sky? Please comment, tell us. We want to hear your feedback. Without you, there's no us, and we want to keep us going. So please, like the page, share it. Also, if you get a chance, go to www.geekbattleroyale.com. Look at the top of the browser, and yes, there is a merchandise section, and you can actually buy awesome GBR stuff, man. We're talking hats we got shirts, we got hoodies, we got jerseys,
Mugs.
koozies, we got onesies for the little ones. So give it a check, guys. Big Brad loves you. Bye. That's why I had
That was
15 to 20.
heartbreaking.
That's why I had 15 to 20 because
Fulfilling
that
at the
went
same
almost
time.
25
I feel that was closure.
I think
That was the closure
it
we
was
needed.
cathartic.
Actually, that was
cathartic.
almost, yeah.